Welcome back, everybody. If you're new, my name's Nicholas, and this is Investing Against the Grain. In today's episode, I want to show you the difference between what media in the United States, in this case, we're going to talk about CNN, versus media in another country, Canada, what their views are when it comes to Tesla, and more notably, when it comes to full self-driving beta. All right, what we're going to see is just the juxtaposition that we see between different thoughts and opinions within different countries. And it's kind of frightening and sad to see that in our country, in the United States, it seems like there's just this hate and anti-Tesla narrative. So I think that by looking at these two videos and reviewing them together, you're going to see how obvious the spin is against Tesla. But let me know. Maybe you guys don't agree, so let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are. Maybe I'm just overreacting here, and maybe I'm just in my own little echo chamber. So again, let me know down below in the comments. Also, while you're at it, please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, or ring that bell. By you hitting the like button, it costs nothing, and it really helps grow the channel and help get this out to more people who might not see these kind of things. And normally, I'm not this passionate about people hitting the like button, but with content like this, with full self-driving, something that could save lives, I'm a little more passionate about these things. And actually, stick around to the very end. I'm going to show you a clip of a friend of mine who was in a Model S, and because he was in autopilot, not even FSD Beta, because he was on autopilot, it literally saved his life and kept him from being in an accident when he was on the highway. So stick to the end and we'll see that. One more thing to talk about before we hop into these videos about FSD Beta. I'm sure some of you guys saw it. GDP numbers came out. It was a decline from the last quarter. So as you guys all know, what's a recession? It's 2 consecutive declines in GDP. So there's one. I don't know what this means. The Fed meets next week or early next week to see what they're going to do with interest rates. I mean, there's just so much up in the air, but it is very likely that we're about to fall into a recession. But again, we'll see what happens. The only other thing I really want to touch on before we get into this video is Tesla stock price. It looks like there's a chance that Elon may have been selling. Who knows? We should find out soon. Today, we'd probably find out after hours. So keep an eye, or I'll keep an eye out on their investor relations and see if they file any forms. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. And again, let me know. Maybe I'm being biased. Maybe I'm being a little too sensitive. So let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are. All right, let's get into this.
Oh, we've got a situation in front of us. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, no, we're going on the wrong side of the road. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope. It wanted to hit the truck. This is a Tesla Model 3. So we are turning on the full self-driving beta. Okay, the car is now officially, technically sort of driving. Sharp turn the car just tried to make. Oh, we've got a situation in front of us. Whoa! Okay, what we just had in front of us was a UPS truck coming onto our lane. We had a guy in front of us with a cargo bike. To avoid hitting the guy on the bike, the car seemed to want to put us straight into a giant UPS truck. I would prefer not to hit a UPS truck today, so I took over. It does seem to need an interruption every couple of blocks or so. All
right, so just to pause there real quick. First of all, I've seen this multiple times from the head-on, and again, I'm not in the vehicle, so keep that in mind. But based on what I can see, which is limited, it did not look like it was going to go into the UPS truck. It just looked like it was making its way between the next truck up on the right-hand side. But in general, just that overreaction that he had is just, just the beginning of this. And as we saw from the very intro, right, the fact that this is how they're starting is, whoa, and they just compile all the, whoa, just to make it seem so dramatic, right? Just starting off with that just shows kind of it sets the tone for how this is going to go on. All right, but let's keep watching.
I have to intervene. You also have to be ready to take over at any time. Now, this is challenging. Oh, no, we're going on the wrong side of the road. We're not trying to make this car screw up. We're not trying to have a laugh at Elon Musk's expense. That's not the point.
Again, I have to push back on this. You can't sit there and say that you're not trying to have a laugh at Elon's expense or at Tesla's expense, or you're not trying to make it fail. Maybe you're not trying to make it fail, but you are taking over to make it look like a failure, right? A lot of times, and this is what happens just in general, and he'll acknowledge it at the very end. So, I'll give some credit, even though it's at the end, for acknowledging this. But sometimes when you're new into it, you're going to be more more stressed or just more worried and not sure what the vehicle is going to do, so you're going to take over. But the point is to compile all those at the very beginning, and then to say that you're not trying to have a laugh at Elon's expense. Well, then why do you start off like that? Right? Again, however you start off, it's going to set the tone for the video. So I don't know. It does feel nefarious out the gate. And by the way, he said before that they have to take over every couple blocks. Again, you have to take this with a grain of salt, because meanwhile, if we look at all the other beta testers out there, where I've probably watched over 100 or 200 hours worth of, more than that actually, maybe 100 or 200 hours worth of FSD beta videos. Yeah, I got no life, I get it, but I don't ever see anybody taking over every couple blocks. So, just that alone just seems a little, I don't know, disingenuous. But let's continue.
We're really just trying to see how it handles driving in the city. So far, it's going okay.
Also, why is he so close up into the steering wheel? I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's like he's trying to make love to it or something. It's odd.
We're going down a pretty just straight, normal road. There's not a lot of pedestrians here. And when you're going down a straight road with not a lot of pedestrians, the car actually seems to be doing okay. We're doing right around the speed limit. We're not hitting anything. The car can see cones. The car can see trucks. The car can see even pedestrians on the other side of the street. Seeing might not be totally the issue here. It's knowing what to do in challenging situations, stuff that experience teaches you.
And I couldn't agree with that more. All right, this is my constant argument with people who talk about LiDAR, or like Sandy Monroe when he's talking about FLIR. Look, the site and getting the data, that's not an issue at all. All right, the fundamental issue is once you have that data and you understand the world around you, how do you react? And can you react quickly enough? And can you make the right decisions? That is fundamentally going to be what determines if you get to level 5, level 4, it's just autonomous driving in general. So it's not seen. So, hey, kudos for him. Not sure he understood what he just said, but that is a good point, and it is the reality from my perspective.
We're driving down Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, where thousands of drivers drive every day. Human drivers, that is. It's a main artery through Brooklyn, commuters, trucks, people going to their jobs. A lot of human drivers do this.
So I'm going to pause here because I know what's about to happen. Keep an eye on this bus up here on the right. Looks like it's yellow. It's got its blinker on. It's going to come over, and it doesn't seem like he understands why the vehicle is doing what it's doing. But again, this is where, in a lot of cases, FSD Beta is better than us because it's seen the whole world around us. And I bet you he just completely misses because he's distracted. He's doing a test drive in a new software he's never used, and he's trying to record for CNN at the same time. And he's got all these people in the vehicle, production, everything. So he's highly distracted, but FSD Beta isn't. FSD Beta never gets distracted. Not saying it's perfect, it's beta, but here's a perfect example. He's going to think the vehicle makes a mistake, but it doesn't. It's actually holding back a little bit just to see what this bus truck thing does, and you'll see that the blinker's on, and that's why the vehicle is just slowing down a little bit, just stopping for a second.
Every day, so a car should be able to handle it just fine. Well, but we're stopping in the intersection. No, now we're going again. Hey, how about that?
Okay, so it wasn't a blinker, it was the caution lights. But again, the vehicle saw it and wanted to see what was going on. But same thing, and I think it was moving. I'll have to rewatch it, but I think it was actually moving. Anyways, let's continue.
And no, we've got a green light, and the car hesitated. It says no right turn, but we can go straight, and that's where we want to go. We want to go straight. I stand at the ready to intervene. Hopefully I can do it fast enough. Now this will be challenging. We've got a fence in front of us. Whoa, whoa. Car almost hit the fence just there. It had blocked off a turning lane, but the car was supposed to move into the next lane anyway because we're going straight.
Again, the vehicle was already moving out of the way. That was the vehicle did everything it should do. Okay, it's in the lane, driving as it should. The vehicle did recognize there's a fence, and it started to veer to the left to get into the other lane. But then he freaked out because I don't know. I mean, he looks like somebody who freaks out on a regular. Not to make fun of him, but I mean, look at him. Like just reality. But anyways, the vehicle was moving to the left, and he just freaked out about it. I mean, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, come on, like stop with all these overreactions. I mean, God, this guy probably jumps at his shadow.
And it didn't. It was pretty much headed right for those fences. So I had to take over there. This is officially not truly ready for public consumption. A lot of people have issues with this being called full.
It's not called full self-driving. It's called full self-driving beta. It blows my mind that this is still a point of contention, that people have an issue with the nomenclature, with the syntax that's being used to describe this. It is full self-driving beta. The whole point of a beta software is to learn, is to make mistakes so that we can learn. And the fact that people take umbrage with this terminology, full self-driving, blows my mind. Like, you really think this is the big caveat and difference, right? You think this is why people aren't dying with full self-driving, aren't getting into accidents with FSD beta, why over 100,000 people have it. I mean, it's in 2 countries now, yet you still think the name is such a big deal. It's just comical at best.
Self-driving. First and foremost, it's not fully self-driving. I have to say here, if it was fully self-driving, as promised, that would let you take a nap while you're driving along. Whoa, but we just slammed on the brakes there. And now this big truck is gonna go. We're gonna see if we're gonna go around the big truck. Oh, I'm just gonna give it a little gas, help it. Nope. It wanted to hit the truck.
So again, first of all, it's not gas. It's just shows you how much he knows. But second, the vehicle wasn't ready to go. And he's sitting here, press on the accelerator, and then he's saying, oh, the car wanted to hit the truck. You're pressing on the accelerator. The vehicle's not doing anything. The vehicle wants to stop. You're telling the vehicle to go. So who wanted to hit the truck, you or the vehicle? FSD Beta was waiting until it was clear, till the truck was clear. So I don't know. It's this type of horrible reporting, this lack of understanding, and just honestly, people like this, that this kind of video can cost lives is the big problem. All right, this is going to slow down potentially the progress, right? Because this can, and I'm not saying it's going to or it has, but it has the potential is the bigger thing, because this could influence other people to go out there and think that this is real, that there is an issue, but there's not. The issue here is the human being here, okay? The guy that is sitting 2 inches away from the steering wheel, because I don't know why. I mean, that's not, who drives like this? This is just weird. It's weird, man.
So we're gonna just use a human driver to go around the truck. I don't drive a Tesla every day. I am a little skittish. I'll fully admit that. So I am taking over more than someone who's used to how the system performs. And because of that, maybe I'm skewing things a little bit, but that is the observer effect. It's a little like teaching a teenager how to drive. And you're always watching, you're always waiting, you never know when it might try something new. And that's where the anxiety comes from. You know, it does seem to be making other drivers upset. It's the people behind us, it's the people honking. Now, I'm not saying a truly, fully autonomous car will never happen, but I think at this point, we're still years away.
All right, so before we get into the next clip, all right, I'll give him some credit for at the end there saying that, there is a new person effect, that he doesn't drive a Tesla every day, so, there probably will be more, uncalled for intervention. So I'll give him some credit for that. And I'll even give him some credit for saying that it's like teaching a teenager to drive. Although I would say it's more like teaching a older teenager to drive, because it does things better, right? A teenager is going to be distracted by their phone. A teenager is going to not be able to see all around. I mean, it is safer. It just is. I think it's safer out the gate. But again, the whole idea of, well, it's pissing other people off, other drivers around. Well, again, a lot of drivers, first of all, it's New York, all right? Anyone who's ever driven to New York, people suck as it is, right? I mean, they're just always pissed off no matter what. I mean, the second a light turns green, people are honking. That's just the nature of New York. But the fact that people are going to be more pissed off or impatient, well, that's not a reason to be upset at the software. The software is doing what the software is supposed to do. It's driving the correct way. If other people get impatient by doing the right thing, well, that's on them. Okay, that's not on the software. So, and this goes back to the whole thing with rolling stops. All right, Tesla's FSD Beta was able to do rolling stops, and guess what? NHTSA had an issue with this, and Tesla had to recall that. But so which one is it? Do you want the vehicle to drive human-like? Well, then we need rolling stops. Or do you want to just do the right thing? Okay, well then you can't complain. So, right, you can't speak out of both sides of your mouth when it comes to these things. All right. Now we're going to juxtapose this with CBC News. This is out of Canada. And the main thing you should really take away is, one, how there's no sensationalism that's coming out of this, right? This Does it make a mistake? Yeah, it will make a mistake, and you'll see, we'll discuss it. But this is just a lot less drama and just, and just, you'll see how it starts. There's no like immediate narrative to begin of one way or another to get their viewers in a certain mindset. And I just think this is a much more honest reporting. So again, in the United States, I think our media is awful. It's just brainwashing. It's just drama. It might as well be Housewives that you're watching. I think other countries tend to have a more unbiased and less, drama-filled news. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just speaking from a person who's in the United States perspective. Let me know down below in the comments what you think.
Autopilot mode, and so I'm going to keep my hands close to the wheel. And my foot is kind of next to the brake in case I need to take over, but the car is fully self-driving itself right now.
Oh, it's doing the turn.
It's doing the turn. So there you go.
Wow.
So now coming down to a stop sign. So this is totally the car. I'm just supervising.
Joshua Green is used to being in the driver's seat in his job as CEO of Misa, a booming tech company in St. John's. But for the past few weeks, he's been a passenger in his own car, a Tesla Model Y.
Yeah, so this full self-driving software has been in the United States now for about 6 months, but just recently it came to Canada. So there's about 1,000 testers now in Canada of this software.
Tesla calls the software FSD, full self-driving, and it means what it sounds like.
Yeah, so all we got to do here is on the map is pick a destination that we want to go to, and then the car will drive us there. So let's pick the Mary Brown Center, right out front the Mary Brown Center. And so I'll just click navigate there.
Car's in control.
Car's in control. Although I'm gonna have to take over again because it got in the wrong lane. So this is one of the challenges that it has right now. Sometimes it gets into the wrong lane, and so you just need to fix that, and then I'll put it back into autopilot, and then I'll just help it along.
Just to clarify what he's saying here, it didn't go into the wrong lane as in against traffic. It's just based on the GPS and the navigation, it went to the wrong lane. So this is something that even in the United States, Tesla is working on improving. It's something that has to get better. We've seen pretty much every single FSD beta user out there talk about this. So this isn't something new. This is why it's beta. This is why we're still iterating on it. But hey, this is a good point, right? No, or anything like that, right? He's just calling it out in a very normal tone, not trying to be too high or too low, just saying the news, explaining what he's experiencing and giving it to us with honesty and truth, rather than, again, trying to build it up or build it down. And that's what I really take issue with.
It has a few kinks, but that's the point of the beta test. The driving data from Green and all the other testers is being fed back to Tesla to refine and improve the software.
Now this is a pretty tangly intersection we're coming to now.
This one is not fun.
It's one thing to navigate the grid-like streets of most cities, but how does it handle the weird, winding, centuries-old streets of downtown St. John's?
So a lot of yielding going on. Need to turn left here. And then it's got to take an immediate right-hand turn. So it's a quick maneuver here after this left-hand turn.
Gets over. Wow, it nailed that one.
Yeah.
Cornering isn't its only move.
Did it do that automatically?
It actually cleans the wiper automatically. So there's a camera up here, and the camera always needs to be clean. So the car will automatically just wipe and clean the windshield when it needs to for visibility. So this is a situation where there's a biker coming up, and he's actually displayed here right on the screen. So if you notice, it slowed down and yielded to the bicycle. So to give the bicycler lots of room, which is really important. It's super cautious and conservative around pedestrians and bicycle, as it should be.
Green qualified as a beta tester because of his own cautious and conservative driving record, a record Tesla could analyze based on the time he's already spent behind the wheel of his Model Y. But Green says he feels just as safe now that the car is driving for him.
I think people should think of it as no different as if I was actually driving the car. I've got my hands on the wheel, my foot next to the brake, and so if there was anything to occur, I'm ready and willing to take over as soon as I need to. So the car knows that it's clear and makes the turn.
Zach Gowdy, CBC News, St. John's.
So from my perspective, I think that was a lot more honest. I didn't see any like building up FSD Beta. I didn't see anything like tearing it down. They just talked about honestly about it. They mentioned it's got a few kinks here and there, but that's the point of it. It's a beta, right? And that's something we didn't see actually acknowledged in the last video, right? We also saw all of the hyperbole that was going on with the constant reaction, I mean, just the way he was sitting, the way he was holding the steering wheel, the fact that he just kept doing this with the steering wheel. I mean, I don't know. There's some reason, there's something in the air where people just want to be against anything Tesla or Elon Musk as of late. It's like the new movement to cancel something. It's like, well, we don't know what to cancel, so let's focus on Elon Musk because he's this big bad billionaire who's just trying to, save us from climate change and advances to renewable energy and make us a multiplanetary species and trying to make sure that we have software so that less people die. I mean, this awful guy, absolutely awful, right? I mean, like, come on. Like, it's just, I don't get it. Why? When did this happen? Right? It's so funny. Like, when did the idea of just because somebody is wealthy, especially an entrepreneur who's wealthy, that we just rally against them? All right? Like, yes, he's maybe the wealthiest person in the world. Who knows? Could be Putin. Who knows? But everybody acts like he has all this funds at his disposal, and because of that, we're just gonna hate on him, and he needs to pay his fair share. I don't know. It's very sad how polarizing we've become. I mean, arguably one of the only CEOs in the world doing this amount of good. There's many CEOs doing a lot of good, a lot of founders doing a lot of good, but at this level, at this scale, right? This individual should be celebrated. Absolutely. I don't understand. 2022 is a weird year. Hopefully, the pendulum starts swinging back to normalcy and more rational, logical thinking, but I won't hold my breath on that one. All right, well, I will leave it with one more clip. We're going to see at the end here. I'm just going to let it play. You guys catch it on the end here. Just to give context, again, this is a friend of mine. He was driving with his Model S, and he's on the left-hand side of the highway, and another vehicle went to merge in, and the Model S was in autopilot. And as this vehicle merged in, you see the Model S go out onto the shoulder of the road to avoid the crash, and then go ahead, gets right back in the lane in front of the vehicle. So absolutely happy that my friend is safe and sound. But this just, again, goes to show why we need this software sooner than later. Humans are inherent creatures that make mistakes, right? We aren't perfect. We can't see all around us, and we get distracted very easily. So the fact that this software is out there, we need to get it out there. I'm so passionate about these things. Every day I drive, and all I think in my head is about full self-driving, and I think about how people interact, and how many almost accidents and near misses there are, and even worse, how many accidents I've seen. I mean, I told you guys 2 weeks ago, I literally had to rip a lady's door essentially off her car so that she could get out because she just got in an accident. So we need to evolve, and we have people who are working on this, and we need to not be against them. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Stick to the end for that video. Before we do that, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. If you guys want, you can find my Patreon link down below. All right, enjoy. Peace.